Let me start by offering you my congratulations on your election to your office, and I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome all the new MPs on both sides of the House. I'd like to congratulate all the new MPs for your presentations, particularly the new MPs over on this side. I think you have risen the bar. And let me also make an apology to you new MPs for some of the behavior you would have seen in this House from some of the older members. You sometimes, you sometimes can help them to behave in a manner befitting of Member of Parliament in this August Assembly. Mr. Speaker, what one first thing I must say, sir, the very, I never thought, sir, that I would have to say this, sir, but I am pleased, sir, that the Secretary of State, Mr. Pompeo, is not here, sir, because it deprives this House of certain members. I know the Honorable, particularly the Honorable Member Kwame McCoy and others. So I obviously will be able to make my presentation uninterrupted with as less noise as possible. Unfortunately, MP Niger Minister Niger Darren Lau was not chosen. However, however, I will make do with small mercies, sir. Mr. Speaker, it was Abraham Lincoln who quoted from the Bible and said that a house divided against itself cannot stand. I stand here today to borrow those sentiments and pronounce that a country divided against itself cannot prosper. Mr. Speaker, Guyana and its citizens cannot continue to be pawns. Qualities. A world joke change, sir. Mr. Speaker, Guyana and its citizens cannot continue to be born to pawns to this mindless game of disregarding everything studied, analyzed, and planned, and even implemented by a previous government, only to start over in the name of politics. This is like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. This is one step forward and two steps backward. It is time for change, and we must do things differently. Mr. Speaker, for this Parliament to drive progress in Guyana, we must first acknowledge where we are and then define where we are going. There are several areas where this country has made progress in the last 5 years, and this needs to be built upon like any good foundation. Cliches and buzzwords are everywhere, but we need a clear vision to be articulated so that as a parliament, we can judge what to do and how best to do it with inclusivity. Mr. Speaker, I was a bit surprised and taken back, sir, when the honorable member Frank Anthony made a speech and he went on about the state he found the COVID hospital. And I was saying to myself, what short memories we have. So right over the road, just over the road, if you look out the minister, you will see the Olympic pool. It was under the tenure of the honorable member Frank Anthony that that pool had to be built over 4 times. 4 times, sir. Twice I see my honorable colleague, Jennifer Westford, doctor head right away. First, sir, they built in the wrong direction. Twice. The wrong direction. Who can build a pool, an Olympic-sized pool, the wrong direction twice? Then, sir, They put in more piles at the bottom of that pool than there is in the Marriott Hotel. And then when they casted, the pool still cracked. So when they did that, after all of that, so they had to bring a consultancy from Germany to fix it. And then, sir, he made mention as when His Excellency opened the International Ocean View Hotel and how it was unfinished. So when the Honorable Member Frank Anthony opened the Olympic pool and he said, let's have a race event there, the person said, sir, the pool isn't finished. You need a warm-up pool. And so they had to build a warm-up pool. So I was amazed what short memories we have. What short memories the ones of my colleagues over there have, sir? Have they forgotten the state we found the Cato School in Region 8? Have they forgotten about that? And they come here and regale us what's ready and what's right and what's not there, sir. Short memories. People in glass houses should not be throwing stones, sir. Mr. Speaker, I crave your indulgence so that I can make the following comments on the oil and gas sector, which will propel our economic recovery post-COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Speaker, a lot has been said about oil and gas already, much of it which simply can be classified as pure political rhetoric, designed to present a falsehood about a sector of which only a few possess expert knowledge. Mr. Speaker, there has been much talk internally and externally about the value of the contract signed between the government of Guyana and Exxon. I suspect that some of these baseless assertions will continue. In fact, Mr. Speaker, it is our belief at the time that the 2016 agreement was a vastly improved contract on the 1999 agreement signed by the PPPC. An agreement that will bring tremendous benefit to the people of Guyana. Mr. Speaker, the PPPC has said throughout their campaign that it will re-examine the contracts in the petroleum sector. It is well within your right as a sitting government to do as promised. They have been chirping for more than 3 years that there is a better deal to be had. Well, if there is, go get it. Mr. Speaker, we are not going to stand in the way of any process that will bring additional value and benefit to our people. If there is a better deal, it is your time to go and get it. Mr. Speaker, I know that the Ministry of Natural Resources is about to set up an oil and gas working group aimed at utilizing our natural gas. I'm pleased to inform this House that my government, along with several international partners, has done a lot of work in this regard. To this end, we have completed a study on costs, economics, impacts, and key considerations for transporting and utilizing gas from offshore Guyana for the generation of electricity for local consumption. So that study was funded by the IDB. We did a study on the system expansion regenerating systems and how best to transition Guyana to clean and renewable energy. That was done by the IDB as well. We did one, sir, on transporting and utilizing natural gas in Guyana. Sir, there is a gas to power feasibility analysis by the IDB as well. Oil and gas master plan. Sir, we even have a site selection study where 10 possible locations were identified, ranked accordingly based on land size, development cost, accessibilities to utilities, infrastructure and port access, distance and accessibility from the FPSO, and social, economic, and environmental impacts. So we even have a site analysis on a deep water port funded by the IDB. And we even have in place a financial proposal for the funding of the gas pipeline and generators at extremely competitive terms. Mr. Speaker, the only outstanding issue when this project was transferred from the then Ministry of Public Infrastructure to the newly established Department of Energy, which is now under the Ministry of Natural Resources, on August the 1st, 2018, was the final approval for a recommended location for landing the pipe. All of these reports, sir, reside in the Department of Energy. Sir, so they have, I'm saying, putting these on record so that the entire country can know what was done and what we left there. Mr. Speaker, for full disclosure, before commencing this speech, sir, I have uploaded all of these documents and studies to the media. Not only, sir, in the natural gas, for this natural gas sector, but other areas also, in other areas which I will reference during my budget speech. Just like the Honorable Member Mustafa says, no one should be taking credit for other persons. And we, sir, have done a lot. Mr. Speaker, the junior minister of work, the mini-me, made headlines when he reported to this House that the government owed GPL $16 billion. Sir, that is correct. What he failed to inform this House is what section of the government owed 85% of that debt, GWI. This is like an entity similar to Gaisuko. It is very, very loss-making. At the current rate, sir, coupled with the leakage in the system, this company is indebted to GPL. JPL on an average of $1 billion, on an average of $1 billion a year. Sir, I also sent to the media, sir, the audited accounts of GPL in 2015, which shows that the government of Guyana and GWI owed GPL in 2015, before we got into power, sir, $10 billion. So this issue predates us coming into power, sir. The water is life. So GWI was never disconnected. But now that the Honorable Minister has discovered that the government owes GPL, he is free, sir, to pass the instruction to cut the power to GWI anytime he wishes. Mr. Speaker, I will also be keenly examining the estimates next week to see that since he now knows that the government owes GWI, how much money that government has put in to pay GPL to offset their debt. We will see, sir. Mr. Speaker, the Junior Works Minister also listed various reasons why, since the PPP has assumed offices, why blockouts has increased. Several reasons he talked about this and that, blockout. And his proposed solution, Mr. Speaker, as in written and contained in the budget speech, is an expression of interest for 30 megawatts of power. And he boasted, sir, that he received 30 responses for persons and agencies to sell to GPL. Mr. Speaker, if this is the government's short-term plan to end blockout, this country will be in for a dark Christmas and an even darker first half of 2021. I do hope in the measures, that the minister announced that he took our VAT off for candles, sir, because we will need them. Mr. Speaker, this is an unsustainable plan. Unsustainable plan, sir. First and foremost, sir, there's no private company in the country that has excess power, that amount of excess power to sell to GPL. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, GPL, as the honorable members feel, is not like Legoland. You cannot, sir, just come and plug in bits and pieces into GPL and make it work, sir. You could ask Giftland right next door. Over a year, sir, he has a license, and yet he can't connect to GPL because of technical difficulties involved in it. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the people of Guyana and the citizens of Guyana, I would like to offer the government a simple, short-term solution. Sit with their team. Find out, sir, which are the unreliable sets. Find out, sir, what are the maintenance issues you have. Let them buy today. Let them buy the parts, get the PPDI, which is the company that maintains the equipment, and let them service the equipment right now. Let them service the equipment right now, sir, and that way maybe we'll be able to have power for Christmas in the first half of next year. We, sir, this government did it, sir. You had almost a year and a half of uninterrupted power until the PPP came in. So we are begging, pleading on behalf of the citizens of Guyana, do something. Mr. Speaker, the only solution, sir, to our problems is the generators which our government, the APNU-AFC government, procured early on this year. The junior minister made plenty, very jovial where they are and those things, and when they will finish, that is the only solution, sir. And I can guarantee you, when they come to commission these generators next year, the first quarter next year, they will be saying that, oh, this is the PPP solution to blockouts. Taking credit for all the vision and hard work done by the APNU-AFC government. Mr. Speaker, I want to go on quickly because I have quite a lot, sir. A Mile of Falls. Mr. Speaker, mention was made in this budget about the Mile of Falls. However, no funds were allocated. Sir, that's a very good thing because the project as conceived by the PPP is nothing more than a Ponzi scheme. Sir, the Mile of Falls project was supposed to be a retirement fund for certain politicians. And because the APNU-AFC government won office, those certain politicians could not retire. They're still here with us, and maybe, sir, they were trying to bring it to fruition. So let me clarify our position on the Mile of Falls. So as a hydro site, it's a workable project. However, the Mile of Falls hydro project as developed by the PPPC is not. Mr. Speaker, to best describe this project, permit me to quote and paraphrase from the real Minister of Finance, Winston Da Costa Jordan, in his 2015 budget speech. And I quote, Mr. Speaker, this government, meaning the APNU-AFC government, is well aware of the importance of clean, reliable, and affordable energy for the development and improvement welfare of our people. The problem is that, as currently configured, it will not only be irresponsible, but a downright criminal act of deception were we to proceed with the Mile of Falls. Our investigation has revealed that at the current cost of almost US $1 billion, GPL will be required to make an annual payment amounting to 130 million US dollars to the operators of the hydro facility, which will total 2.6 billion over the 20-year commitment period for the power purchase agreement. This does not include Guyana contribution for at least $160 million, comprising of roughly $45 million for the road, $80 million in equity from the Norway Fund, and $35 million in loans, which we were taking from the IDB. Further, sir, the question of garnishing of 65 million US dollars of our foreign reserve. So I finish, end of quote. Mr. Speaker, the only reason, sir, as I said, I uploaded all these documents to the media. The only reason I did not upload the financial details of Milo Falls to the media, because I am unsure if it still remains proprietary information. If any of the lawyers watching this telecast can inform me it's not proprietary information, I will upload it to them so everyone could see it was a Ponzi scheme. Mr. Speaker, even further, why this project is not viable, sir. The PPP were depending on 80 million US dollars from the Norway funds, the Norwegians. So the Norwegians visited Guyana last year. And when we explained, our government explained to them our Green State Development Strategy, our proposed energy diversification program, they were so impressed, sir. So impressed, they immediately endorsed our plans and approved for the transfer of the funds from the Milo Falls to build 3 10-megawatt solar farms, sir, to GPL. Sir, in my hands, sir, I have the letter. I have the letter, so I don't know where is it, and I uploaded it, of course, to the media already. Yes. This is the letter, sir, from the Royal Norwegian Ministry of Climate and Environment, sir. It is addressed to Minister David Patterson. And sir, I just quote a part of it. I would like to welcome the utility-scale solar PV project referred to in your letter, prepared by your government agencies in cooperation with the IDP. I confirm that we would like to pursue the development of this project under our partnership and support the vision stated in the Green State Development Strategy. Sir, and what were these renewable projects, sir, that so impressed our Norwegian partners? Sir, time is going. To highlight a few, sir, 4 hydro projects, Mokomoko, Kubu, Ikiribisi, and Keto. 10 solar projects, sir, including Bartik, Amalia, Letem, Bethany, Monkey, and Actuip. Sir, all of these projects, sir, have been included in the 2020 budget, which in other words means that the PPP has endorsed our plans and they have continued with it, sir. Sir, I move quickly on to the Linden-Lethem Road. Sir, when the Honorable Member Stephen Sears at the back, sir, made mention of Linden-Lethem Road, sir, the Senior Minister of Public Works stated, this is a PPP project. Untrue. Untrue. And the Honorable Minister Rupson Bennett speaking after me, so he could come in. Sir, the funding for this project was given to the APNU-AFC government, sir, by the UK SIF fund in September 2015. I've included a document in the media folder I'm talking about, so no one could come and say, oh, I am not. But sir, what's even worse, sir? What is even worse, sir? When the opposition met the UK SIF last year, they informed them that if the PPP wins the elections, they would cancel the project. To which, sir, the UK SIF responded that if you cancel the project, we will cancel the grant funding. Sir, the PPPC did not even want this road project. Sir, it's only included in the budget because if they pull it, we lose the money. So, MPs David Sayers and Figuera, I would like you to go back to the people in Region 10 and tell them don't let the PPP come to say to them that the road is going ahead because they would like to see development in Region 10. No, they did not want the project. And you also should tell them, you should also tell them that when we met with the UK SIP and the DFID and the CDB, they had an option. They put the option to the government. And the option was a fair weather road or an asphaltic concrete road. And the government of Guyana, APNU-AFC, our non-negotiable position was, sir, asphaltic concrete. We have to ensure that the PPP does not report and give you a substandard road, sir. Sir, quickly, the East Coast East Bank Bypass Road. Sir, the traffic on the East Coast East Bank has reached a critical state. To this end, the APNU-AFC designed a modern highway not only catered for better traffic management in all areas along this corridor, but it also allowed for additional land in all communities to be opened. What is included in this budget is a road that goes straight from Ogle to Eccles. A bypass road by the truest sense, Mr. Speaker. It bypasses Sophia. It bypasses north and south Rumville, Houston, Agricola, MacDoom, Bagotston, and those other areas. Our design, the APNU-AFC design, was a 4-lane road with a sufficient medium for future expansion, linking all of these communities. All of these communities, sir, need traffic relief. Mr. Speaker, one must ask, who will this new road benefit? How will it reduce traffic congestion along the East Bank corridor? Whose land will this road benefit? Maybe, sir, and I've uploaded all of these, sir, maybe this plan here should give you a better idea. This, sir, is the road. This, sir, is what is called Houston Estate. We know who owns Houston Estate, sir. This here is another private developer. And this, sir, is on the Nissil Daisuke. They are the only persons that will benefit from it. Mr. Speaker, it is not lost on us on this side of the House. Which villages will be bypassed by this new design? The money, sir, is a loan. All Guyanese have to repay this loan, hence all Guyanese should benefit from it. Mr. Speaker, the new Demerara River Bridge crossing, I say that very, very quickly, sir. I'm glad, sir, that the government has announced that they will be going out for expressions of interest. Sir, but I will be so bold to say, despite whatever they do, whatever they propose, any bridge that they build will be in exactly the same location the APNU-AFC has put it. Houston and Wales. The only other viable place, sir, is New Hope to East
You
Bank.
will have to bridge your presentation with 5 minutes extension.
Sir,
Current Speaker, I do move that the honourable member be given 5 minutes to conclude his presentation.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Honourable Member, you may continue with that bridging.
Sir, time has run. Sir, I want to say something about CGIA, but I think I'll have issue a statement. My speech is already with the media, but I just want to say this on CGIA for the records. In the Ministry of Public Infrastructure or Public Works, sir, there are 3 bonds. a performance bond for $13.8 million, a retention bond for 6.9, sir, and an advance bond, I think, for $5 million. In total, $27 million. And, sir, that's okay. You don't believe much things. Sir, sir, and those bonds are redeemable without question. Sir, if anything is not to the acceptance to the government over there, sir, they can redeem the bonds. So, and that money, that $27 million, sir, can buy them 52 air bridges. They keep talking about 4 and 8, you can buy them 52 air bridges. Sir, so if a toilet roll hole is not acceptable to them, they can redeem the bond. So they cannot be coming back here and saying that we accepted bad work. It's on you now, sir. It's on you now. If you don't like the bond, and sir, and I must say this, and they'd ask why we didn't redeem the bond. Sir, we did. On November, sir, I wrote to the Minister of Finance to say, so please let us redeem these bonds. And he wrote back, I've uploaded that to the media as well. He wrote back saying, yes, we shall do this expeditiously. Sir, unfortunately, COVID, and of course, the Chinese New Year and COVID, sir, and delayed it, sir. But we wrote, sir, to have the thing done. Sir, I will make a statement, sir, and I will tell you about the ferry. Sir, I see in the budget, sir, that they came to unlocking bilateral processes for the ferry. Sir, that is illegal. We had a public tender, an award was awarded by the National Procurement and Tender Board, sir, and a decision was made. No one can have a bilateral process that overcomes the procurement laws of our country. If anyone attempts that, legal action shall follow. We have only 2 options, sir. Only 2 options you have, sir, is either award the contract as Empretab has done or annul the process and go back to tender. Sir, quickly, budget 2021. Sir, I see I have 2.5 minutes here, 3 minutes. Sir, I'd like to end my contribution by providing an insight to budget 2021. We finished with budget 20. Sir, unlike 5 years ago, sir, when I came in, there were no implementable project ready, no implementable projects on my budget. Sir, in the ministry, as we speak, there's a slew of interesting transformational projects, all studied and completed, sir, and will be included in the PPP Budget 21. And we should name that budget, Don't Stop the Project. Here are the projects, sir, that will be on the PPPC, and I'm saying them now so that you will know when they bring them next year. Purika Waterfront Development, that's ready. Latam Regional International Airport. Georgetown Waterfront Development. Alternative entrance and exit to the Diamond Housing Scheme. Remember how they sold the reserve? We have already started an alternative exit. They'll come with that. Upgrade of the link road between Sophia and UG, sir, that road right here. Upgrade of Lamahorse Street between the St. John Road and Kitty, sir. Westmore Bridge, upgrade of the Linden Suesdyke Highway, Wakenham Solar Farm, a solar farm in Anai. All of these projects are ready and financed and on the desk to be put into the budget. Solar farms in Port Kaituma, Matthews Ridge, and Kukwani. Extension of the East Coast Highway Road, sir. Extension of the bypass road, the Diamond. That's all there, sir. Superruta to Oriala Road is already commenced and it's going back to Kukwani. Sir, a new generator in Anna Regina and Cane Field, sir. Sir, the ministers went and visited the new Astro plants and they were blown away. They said it was transformational. Of course it was transformational. That is the vision of the APNU-AFC government. sir, I can say this, that the 2021 budget in the Ministry of Public, whatever they want to call it, will be all projects done by the APNU-AFC. They have a we, sir, had the vision. We, sir, put everything in place. They are now reaping it. Sir, so I would like to end with a quote, sir, not from the good book. I'm not a religious person. I would like to end from a quote from a movie. We will be back. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Honorable Member.